it's Angel Vane, and this is episode 26 of my author's diary. And do you know what that means? Do you? Do you? Do you? That means I have been doing my author diary YouTube videos and Facebook videos for half a year. 52 weeks in a year. I've been doing weekly videos. I'm at number 26. I've done this for half a year. I cannot believe I kept it up this long. It's hard to come up with stuff to talk about for every week for 26 weeks. But I managed to do it because it's just about my author's life. So if you remember, 2 weeks ago, I was in Miami for vacation with some girlfriends. And while I was there, I kept up my writing schedule, which meant that as we were lounging on the beach, sipping nice little cocktails and enjoying the breeze and looking at the water, I also had my laptop and I was writing. And writing on the beach is like the most amazing thing ever because you're just in this surreal type of environment. I was cranking. I was feeling inspired and creative, and I was able to get all of my writing done. Well, my friends saw, and they know that I write books, and it was interesting because one of my friends asked me once we got back into the hotel room, she was like, well, when you're writing, is it just you and your characters and you kind of like the actions that you would take? So pretty much asking me how much of my characters is really just me. You know how you see certain actors and you're like, you don't really act, you're just playing you on TV because every character that you play in all these different movies and all these different TV shows, you acted the exact same way. Well, I took the question like that. When you read my stories and you read my characters, are you really just reading what Angel would be doing or what Angel would be saying in those situations? So my initial reaction to her was, no, they're not me. They're their own people. They're their own beings. They're their own, selves. So I kind of tried to explain it to her based off of how I grew up watching soap operas as a wee little girl. And I remember doing that at my grandmother's house, from when I was just tiny. So I've been watching decades worth of soap operas over the course of my life, and watching storytelling on a daily basis, it really helps to evolve your own creative types of mindset. So I really see it no different as the creativity that I employed when my grandmother and I would be talking about what we thought should happen next on the soap opera. It's really kind of expanding and telling that story. And so I never really saw it as being me in my characters or me on the page or my actions on the page. But now, 2 weeks later, when I think about her question, I don't know that I answered it exactly correctly. I think that that's part of the answer, but I really think the answer is yes and no. Angel Vane is actually in those characters. Now, keep in mind, as an author, variety is the spice of life, right? So I cannot keep writing a book and giving the same two characters with just different names over and over and over and over again. That would be so boring for you guys, and you wouldn't keep reading my story. So I have to make sure that each character is distinct and has their own voice and has their own personality and has their own actions, and that you can differentiate between my characters. And I've also been the type in my own life to be kind of the devil's advocate between me and my friends. So when ideas or different thoughts were thrown out, I was always the one kind of telling what the opposite perspective could be. Kind of saying, trying to balance the scales and saying, well, yeah, that's one way of thinking about it, but have you ever thought about it this other way? And I know that in my life, when I do that, I'm not really reflecting what I truly think. I just always jump to, don't automatically assume that it's the way you think it is, because it could be this and it could be that and it could be this and it could be that. And I can come up with all these different iterations of what a different idea or a different reason for something occurring could be. And that ability to come up with all of those different iterations, like I use that in my novels. But the truth underlying all of that is that unconscious bias is real. And I would be a fool to think that unconsciously things that I think and feel aren't permeating throughout my stories. Now, yes, I try to limit how much of that is happening, but unconscious bias is really like unconscious. I'd be really curious to see what are those kind of trends that you guys can pick up on that I don't really see because it's in that unconscious layer. So that is me revising my answer to, am I putting a lot of myself in my characters and in my stories? The answer really is yes and no. And I think that that will be true for many authors out there. And probably as I gain more and more experience writing more stories and more characters, the more I will be able to dial down how much of my unconsciousness flows through into my characters and can really make them their own. Now, if you want to keep up with me and all the ups and downs I go through as I try to write and publish new books, click the subscribe button and then click that little silver bell so that you won't miss when I'm doing another video, and I will see you next time.